So I'm a father of two girls at Lawrence School, for those who don't know me, one of whom has special needs. And we settled here in Brookline a decade ago when my wife Laura took a job as curator at the MFA with Phoebe. And I'm from New York City originally. I'm a lifelong education professional. I've worked for most of the past 15 years designing and directing education programs for global nonprofits. I've spent most of my time working in places where students and teacher populations have experienced some trauma and loss. Something that I don't usually say in these forums, but I feel like saying to you all, my mother was a pre-K teacher and my father spent his childhood fleeing Nazis across Europe. So in many ways, I feel like my career path in retrospect is a very obvious combination of who they are. Some might say an unimaginative combination of who they are. I really have loved working in education in conflict and post-conflict environments. I've led primary and teacher education programs in Rwanda, higher education programs in Afghanistan, and access to education programs in Myanmar. I've also led STEM and after-school programs in Jordan and South Africa and Vietnam. I have a doctorate in international education from Columbia University, where I research the politics of education policy after conflict. And I'm highlighting this because I want to emphasize that as a result of this experience and this research, I know and can quickly identify good practices in a very broad range of education areas. And I think this is the quality we need most on the school committee right now. And there goes my light. The key tasks of the school committee this coming year, I think, are to help students recover from their losses and to plan for the future of education in Brookline. It's a one-year position, so I think we need someone who can hit the ground running. And that means an education leader with education expertise and background. I already volunteer for our education system. I served on our education equity PAC to provide recommendations for improving racial equity in Brookline, and on expert panel number 3 to support teachers' use of technology throughout the pandemic. So again, my learning curve as a school committee member will not be steep. I also am proud to say that I've been endorsed by the chair and vice chair of the school committee, Suzanne Federspiel and David Perlman, as well as committee members Mariah Nebrega and Jennifer Monopoly. These are the school committee members who were elected over the past 4 or 5 years to shake up how public education in Brookline is run. I feel that I align with them. We hold each other in mutual respect, and I want to join them in the work that they're already doing. So that's me. Let me just talk for a couple of minutes about my priorities, and then we can have some questions and answers. I start by thinking that this has really been a year of loss. For students, those losses have been